Hello everyone, Jack here again with another new Comic Book Day video for FPTV, going through the slew of brilliant releases that I'm picking up off the shelf here this week, as well as flagging a couple of bits and pieces that I think are super exciting and you should definitely be keeping an eye out for. So let's get cracking and see what I'm picking up off the shelf this week. As ever, starting off with my ongoing series, Doctor Strange issue 2 with another brilliant cover from Alex Horry. Derek Landy at the helm, the author of Skullduggery Pleasant, which I will mention every single time because I love Skullduggery Pleasant. And I'm getting big Skullduggery vibes from Doctor Strange. For a bit of context with the series, Doctor Strange is now kind of the Sorcerer Supreme of Asgard, and he's working amongst the realms there, and not the traditional Thor cast. There's Sif and half-sister Angela are main components of Landy's new series, and it is very much almost the casebook of Doctor Strange in this new role as we uncover new mysteries, and Doctor Strange's role in Asgard is that almost of a magic detective in a lot of senses. Very much Landy's wheelhouse. I'm really enjoying it. The artwork inside from Ivan Fiorelli really suits the book. It suits that fun, not quite villain of the week, as there's some very strong through lines throughout, but it's giving me a lot of nostalgia for picking up the Skullduggery Pleasant books. Another sort of similar mystical series from when I was younger, Percy Jackson, that brilliant era of young reader books, Anthony Horowitz being a key player in that as well. It's really enjoyable so far. The stakes haven't outgrown the book by any stretch of the imagination. Issue 1 didn't start with a "and the fate of the world" kind of thing. It's very much Strange trying to prove himself in this new role with a new cast of characters, and I'm super enjoying it. So Doctor Strange issue 2. Just over the halfway mark now, we have DCKO issue 3 of the 5-issue miniseries, the main line in DC's massive event KO. And again, another brilliant Daniel Warren Johnson wrestling cover, bringing all the experience and knowledge he picked up in drawing for Do a Powerbomb, all the brilliant frenetic artwork in that, and just, you know, you can really feel that thought going into Lobo. It's great. It's, yeah, obviously Daniel Warren Johnson. It's Daniel Warren Johnson. We know I love Daniel Warren Johnson. But yes, KO is rattling on. There's obviously so many tie-ins, and each individual round got its own little spotlight in the build-up in DC KO Fight Month, which finished just at the end of last year. We had some brilliant battles there between Swamp Thing and Cyborg and Red Hood and Joker, of course. And following those bouts, we return to the main line to see the overarching villainous exploits of Darkseid and his cohort, and how the heroes, now that we are getting to the end of the series and the end of the tournament, what they're gonna do, what they're gonna come up against. I won't spoil anything, obviously, but if you are reading it, you'll know that I think we're gonna be introduced to a couple of crazy characters in issue 3, and as well, it's kicking up for some more one-shots, including Boss Battle, where we're gonna see loads of champions from other IPs join in the battle and join the fray, including Homelander from Dynamite, and from The Boys, obviously. So yeah, that's a big book that DC are really putting a lot of work into, and I'm excited to see how that component interacts with the rest of KO. So DC KO issue 3. Quickly flagging a new #1 on the shelf this week from Marvel that is spinning out of a series that I'm not currently up to date with, but I know will be a big deal for a lot of readers and definitely one to keep your eye on, and that is Knull issue 1, The Return of the King in Black. Or is he still such an entity? Does he still hold the title? You'll have to read to find out. Spinning out from Al Ewing's Venom series, which has been at the forefront of a lot of conversation, and it obviously started with that deep mystery of who the new Venom actually was. Now that that's been revealed, Ewing's plan for Venom and the symbiotes is beginning to expand, and that kicks off especially in Knull issue 1. So definitely pick it up before you start heading into other series like Spider-Man, Venom, Death Spiral, which is on the way as well, and I can imagine this will have a little bit, if not a massive impact on that series as well. Marvel returns to the Black, White and Blood anthology series, and it was bound to happen eventually. The best he is at what he does, but what he does is not very nice. Logan, Black, White and Blood. Yes, we have a host of different creative teams putting their span on an immensely violent first issue of the anthology series. If you don't know how Black, White and Blood works, different creative teams tell different stories, showcasing their incredible talents and their incredible love and admiration for these characters, and putting them into situations where they can really show off both the character and their skills. And Logan is going to be the perfect breeding ground for some super ultra violent stories, some very stoic stories, and I can tell you right now, there's a lot of red in this book. There's a lot of red, and that's super exciting. And one of the interior artists is indeed Andy Kubert, who's done this incredible variant cover. Just, I mean, if that doesn't sum up Logan in an image, I don't know what does. Surrounded by viscera and blood and injured, and he just wants a drink and he just wants to be left alone. Isn't that the Logan we've all come to love and admire and expect? I also really like that they've not made it Wolverine. They're actually really focusing on Logan out of the suit and in non-X-Men time. That's an inherent part of who he is now, but obviously there's so much of his life where he wasn't an X-Man and was just this nomadic, isolated Ronin-esque character, so getting more stories like that is always good fun. And now finally for single issues this week, another anthology series, another colour-based anthology series, but from DC, and they are returning for a 2026 special of Wonder Woman Black and Gold, very much in the same vein, an anthology series. It was originally a mini-series, this is just a one-shot, different creative teams giving their spin on Wonder Woman and telling some really new and exciting stories. The first being from Tom King and Mitch Gerards, that powerhouse duo, giving Diana her flowers in a brand new story and including some more stories in there as well, some great creative teams. So if you're a Wonder Woman fan and you want to just dip your toe in and have a nice little one shot to get some good stories, see some amazing art, then Black and Gold is the place to be. Speaking of incredible creative duos, we have another reprint of two of the greatest creators in comics, in my opinion, and I eat up absolutely everything that they've ever done, and that is Jeph Loeb and Tim Sale. And continuing the line of reprints of their Marvel work, we have their Captain America story, Steve Rogers and Bucky Barnes and the Howling Commandos in a wartime Red Skull facing epic. I can't gush enough about their work. I'm by no means in the minority talking about Jeph Loeb and Tim Sale. They are, for me, the two greatest collaborators in comic books. Long Halloween, all their Batman work. Obviously, we've been having reprints of Daredevil Yellow, Spider-Man Blue, Hulk Grey, and now Captain America White. And it's actually one of the only stories of theirs that I came to quite late. I sort of did that deep dive, I did that rabbit hole after reading Long Halloween. You're sort of like, oh, there's a sequel, there's Dark Victory, and you sort of keep rattling down and you find all their other work. And Vic at Camden recommended me Superman for All Seasons, which was a book I couldn't believe I hadn't read before, and just, you know, stole my heart. I don't think another creative duo, in my opinion, have a better knack for getting their finger on the pulse for who these characters are and exploring what they mean to the people around them and putting them in environments that really get to showcase what they interpret as the characters and what those characters mean to them and what they mean to a wider audience. And I adore their work. Obviously, it's, you know, Tim Sale no longer with us, but I revisit their work constantly, and they were such influential writers in getting me into comics, and it really felt like a big step up from going into their work, and getting to explore it is always a joy. And any chance there is to reread or to share in a new format these incredible stories with new readers is a wonderful opportunity. So I'm so grateful that we've got it back on the shelf. I'm really excited to be recommending it to absolutely everybody that walks in through the doors at Camden and beyond. If you're watching this, go and pick it up, order it from the website, go to your local FP, pick up a copy. I'm just gushing about it now. Go and pick up Captain America by Jeph Loeb and Tim Sale. Go and do it. Do it. Seriously, please. It's great. You'll love it. Let me know. And now finally, another trade paperback that I'll be taking home with me this week. It's a series I already own in single issues, but you know what I'm like. If I love a series, I'll always try and support as best I can, and it's great to reread in a collected edition. That is Ludo Lalabi's Ghost Pepper. I've been adoring the series, and now the first volume's on the shelf. So if you missed out on any of the single issues, this is a great time to pick up. And because of how it's been released, you'll be able to pick this up and then go straight into the singles if you want to keep going with the story and keep rattling through it, which I highly recommend. I said in my last video, I'm sort of waiting for that big crescendo, and it feels like the beginning of the second arc is going to be building us onto that. So I'm really looking forward to it. And this is the Ludo Lalabi cover A, but there's also a direct market exclusive, only available at comic book shops, only available at shops like Forbidden Planet. So if you fancy one of those, Joe Mad's done it. Look at that, one of the variant covers early on, but this is now a DM exclusive variant cover for the trade paperback. So if you want to grab a cover you can only get at comic book shops, head to your local FP or order it through the website and own a little cool variant cover for your trade paperback as well. What's not to love? It's great. So yes, that's everything that I'm picking up off the shelf this week. Thank you so much for watching. If you want to check out a few more comic book insights, please do check out my interview with incredible writer Alex Packnadell. There'll be a link in the description down below, as we were able to sit down and chat all things Cyclops ahead of the release in February. We've got Cyclops issue 1, a brand new mini-series, hopefully ongoing series, more Cyclops, yes, yes, yes. A solo book putting Scott into survival mode without his visor, and it was brilliant getting to deep dive into that series with Alex, talk about his inspirations, and both share in our absolute love for the leader of the X-Men and our favourite X-Man. And I hope all of you are pre-ordering it and getting in with your select service to make sure you're down for it, because you do not want to miss out on issue 1 when it releases in Feb. But ahead of that, do check out the interview. I'd love to hear your thoughts and get as many people aware of the book as we possibly can, because it's going to be amazing. So as always, thank you so much for watching. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your week. I hope you get to pick up some brilliant stories and engage with some amazing comics. As always, head to your local FP to get any recommendations. All the comics you've seen on the video here today are available, and there's tons more on the shelf to check out and see what piques your interest. So definitely do go and have a look. Have a wonderful week, and I shall see you next time for a host of new comics. Thanks very much.
If you're enjoying watching Forbidden Planet TV and you're enjoying watching us talk to the world's most interesting and accomplished filmmakers, authors, artists, musicians, creators, subscribe right here. See you soon.